Hey guys, how is it going? I hope you all are doing really well. I've got an exciting training for you everyone today. Okay, so today we will be discussing the insane offer I've been using, which has helped me scale past six figures, as well as we're currently booking about 10 to 12 meetings a week on average for this very offer, and why this helps me stand out from other agency owners as well, right? So the name I've given this is called a hybrid agency, right? And the reason it's hybrid is because you're not just delivering results as any other agency does. You are not in the trenches doing the ad campaigns, okay? And just you're not doing a lot of done for you. It's more of a done with you program, right? Which we build for our clients. And I currently work with majorly e-commerce brands with my own agency. Okay, e-commerce brands doing about multi six figures a month to e-commerce brands who are doing just about like 10 to 20K a month as well. So this is like a huge span we're covering with our services. Okay. So first of all, I just want to give you an intro on what made me start with or pivot to a hybrid consulting agency, right? And the reason why I did this was because, frankly, I was delivering services and like against what the popular voice is that people are not able to book in calls, and they are not getting people on like meetings. The offer is saturated and everyone is selling Facebook ads. I was a Facebook ads agency. We're a Facebook ads marketing partner as well, so it's called Meta Business Partner now, I believe, right? And the reason what made me switch was because I was in the trenches, and like with every new client we bought on, I had to start from scratch. We had to deliver them services, we had to get them results, and we had to put in all the work from our end. Okay. And like I was able to scale that done for you traditional SMMA model past six figures in a year as well, right? But what ended up happening was like I had very poor margins, very poor profit margins. So at that point, like my like half of what I was doing was going away to like my like half of the money I made was going away to like my delivery guys who were like my mainly my performance marketer, and then to my outreach team, right? And like although I was doing good, I was doing six figures a year with this, but like half of the cash was going away to just the delivery of the service, and part of it to client acquisition as well, which is okay, which is normal. Client acquisition is a part of it, right? And we were seeing good retentions, but what ended up happening was it became a churn. Every now and then we bought on a client, we worked with them for anywhere to like 4 to 6 months on an average, higher and lower as well, right? And then they used to go away, they used to bring things in-house, for example, and for any XYZ reasons they used to leave, and then again a new client came, and it was the same process trying to test and figure out things. And I was in the trenches. I used to be actively concentrating on the ad campaigns as well, that hey, are we doing this, are we doing that? What ended up happening was I started to feel burnout, okay, because it's hard to manage so many clients on your roster and trying to get all of them good results. Like most of the agencies you see out there right now who are working with clients, like they're only getting like out of like 10, probably it's only like 3 or 4 of their brands which they're working with who they are getting excellent results. Rest of them are just doing mediocre or below mediocre in most cases for agency owners, right? So what I decided to do was I checked, like I wanted to scale this agency further, but so I decided to check, I decided to see what I could input. I used to speak to a lot of agency owners in my network as well who were doing really well, and a common theme which I found was the amount of employees and infrastructure you need to scale the done for you agency model was insane, right? And like I realized that's okay. Like if someone wants to do that, they want to have like more than 20 plus employees, on some on acquisition side, some on delivery side, some doing something else, some even being like full service agencies. So just handling everything, which is like a total mess in my opinion, right? But that was not what I wanted to do. I got into this online game to have maximum time freedom while making maximum money, right? And what was the situation with me right now was that I was making money, but there was no sense of time freedom. I was caught up like deep into the ads manager of clients, hopping on calls with them, giving them reports, XYZ, right? So that became a bit of a mess for me. That's when I started searching. That's when I started learning. I invested into a lot of mentors at this point as well, and started building a more of a done with you structure with our agency. I tried it with one client, which we bought on. I got on as a referral as well, I believe. And the moment I sold it, it was like a pure consulting offer. The first time we sold it, it was insane. Like I was charging the same amount which I used to charge to my done for you clients, right? But I did not have to do anything. I was just hopping on calls with these clients and providing them with the basic resources they need, and just doing like an information transfer instead of actually doing the work for them. It was much more easier to just give the information transfer and help their own in-house teams, right? So this the first time I did this, I believe I hopped on like 4 calls. So the deal was they paid me around 2k, and they were paying me around 2k a month to just hop on like 3 to maximum 4 calls a month. That's it. And these calls lasted about like 2 to 3 hours, which as compared to the done for you model, which I was doing, it is crazy how much time I was saving by being on this model, right? So once I was able to sell this, I was able to validate that this is working, and I went all in on it. Okay, this is the point where I started to work on changing our offer, changing our messaging, everything, so that we could resonate to brands as more of an accelerator program than an agency. We provide them with all the knowledge. We fix everything for them. We also give them the foundations of their ad campaigns as well, and just brand building in general. And then we let them do it. Okay, we help them along the way. We keep them accountable. We provide them with consulting. Okay, and we just help them on the way. So that was crazy. This is the moment where I realized I had created something new, and I was getting insane reply rates and book meeting rates the moment I started pitching this offer, because everyone in the agency space was just pitching the same done for you services in the same email script with the same messaging. Hey, we help XYZ brands do XYZ through paid ads or through Facebook ads, and it was just the same offer. Okay, and at the same time there was a lot of issues with iOS 14 as well, so I was very comfortable switching to the consulting model, or more of a done with you model, where we're providing them with consulting. We're doing some of the work for them, okay, but like we're doing 40% of the work for them and 60% is on them. But the 40% we're doing, just to keep things clear, is something where we're building things for them. We're providing them with the right foundations to make sure they're actually getting results. This should not be the case where you're moving on from the done for you model to the done with you model with your agency. So done for you is where you're doing all the work for them, and done with you is where you're doing part of the work. You're working together. Basically, you're doing part of the work, they're doing part of the work, right? So moving to this model, I wanted to ensure we're not going down on our customer results. So at this point, I started to productize my services, see how we were generating our done for you client results, and just exactly create a roadmap around it. Okay, create a program around it and start selling it. Okay, so it was like a done with you program where we provided clients with the resources, we provided clients with the foundations, we actually set up the foundations for them, for their ads managers as well. Okay, we told them what they need to do exactly in their next steps, and we created the program was completely tailored to them, okay, while still being something which can be repeatedly used with e-com brands, because something which gets results for one brand might not bring results for the other brands, but the foundations remain the same. overall the things which work for X brand in one niche will also probably work for the Y brand in one niche. Okay, so instead of doing everything customized from start with the done for you model for them, I decided to create one program, one done with you program inside our agency and start selling it. Okay, that's when we started seeing a lot of open rates, and I decided this is the best time to go all in and start scaling the client acquisition side as well. So this was basically how I started and scaled like my hybrid. So the reason why I call this hybrid is because you're doing part of the work for them. This is like a mixture of consulting and done for you. Okay, so it's like a hybrid done with you agency model, which I don't see a lot of people doing. Like I can probably count it on my fingers with the amount of people I have seen doing something similar to this. Okay, and they're not even in my niche. So this is a complete blue ocean opportunity which you should not miss out on right now. Okay, if you're starting with your agency, do not fall for the same Facebook ads offer. Do not offer something which other people are doing, even if it makes your clients money. Okay, there's a simple rule of marketing that you need to excite your potential prospects or clients from time to time. Okay, they, even if something gets results and they know it gets results, you know that it gets results. Okay, but your clients are chasing something exciting. If they're chasing something exciting, give it to them. Okay, why would you give them something which they're not looking for? This happened with like people switching to TikTok ads as well, right? Or TikTok offers as well. People were fed up with Facebook, they switched to TikTok, right? But I took a completely whole new switch to it, where I don't want to act like an agency. Brands were bored and like burned out working with all these newbie agencies popping up left and right? So I decided to switch up a completely different route with my messaging, where we were not part of the agency crowd, certainly. Okay, we were supposed to be a program. We were not an agency anymore. And it completely changed the way people looked at us on sales calls as well. Everything went positive. Okay, so that's basically the first point. Now, how I'm booking about 10 to 12 meetings a week for my agency and how you can do the same. Okay, with this offer. So first thing is obviously to create a done with you offer. It's working well. Like I don't believe in going like booing the other offers in the market. Like things work, ads still work. Okay, you can still sell things, but why not sell something which makes your clients excited? It brings them on their toes. Okay, it makes them inquisitive. Okay, why not sell something when they are looking for it? Okay, why would you give a chocolate candy to a kid when he wants the strawberry one? If that makes sense, right? And why not just give him a whole new chocolate flavor, or like a whole new flavor itself, and they'll always be excited to buy, if that makes sense, right? So how do you book like 10 to 12 meetings a week, and what's the structure behind it? How we're doing it for our clients inside the hybrid agency program as well. Okay, the agency clients, right? So number one, when you're launching like the client acquisition campaigns, one thing which you need to dial in is your offer. Okay, then we start with building like sales assets. Okay, instead of just going hammering like cold emails, Instagram messages, you need to have assets in place. So in this step, like we build like all the outbound prospecting assets. So we set up your profiles, we create your lead video sales letters, your case study contents. If you do not have any clients right now, we create mechanism content, like we create like a new sales argument and we create content around it. Okay, then if you are like a new agency owner, I usually have like sales processes which I have proven to test. Okay, and they work really well. So what we do is we use a multi-touch approach with our outreach. No, you should not be relying on one platform. You need to have a multi-touch approach with your outreach, because people are bored of seeing the same messaging on the same platform every time. Your clients are sick and bored. Okay, you need to understand that. And the reason why this happened, and I'm not saying it's something bad, right? But the reason why it happened was because of people buying the same courses from the same gurus, right? And just copy pasting the messaging like monkey brains, right? They just copy and paste. They never think, right? And I was like that once when I started out as well. But then I eventually understood that this won't work if I do it like that. I saw a pattern between successful people, and I saw that they created their own roads. They did not take the road which was already taken. If you get that reference, if you know what I mean, like so you need to have assets in place before you start doing outreach. Okay, then you start with a multi-touch outreach. This is where you select like any of the outreach channels based on like your niche. Where does your niche and your market lie? Okay, so for us, what worked well is Looms plus email. Okay, a combination of that mixed with some certain social channels, right? For you, and I would recommend to always start with like 2 channels and then eventually push the third one. But like start with only 2 channels and do a multi-touch approach so that you're becoming omnipresent for your clients. What do I mean by becoming omnipresent for your prospective clients? Is that when they see you on Instagram, they might not just pay attention, but then when you pop up on another platform and then another platform, that's what catches their attention. You're everywhere. Like if they look here, you're there. If they look here, you're there. That's what you need to do with your outreach. Okay, so select an outreach method on the basis of that. And once you have it figured out, once you have like a good meeting book rate coming out of it, then you can start hiring as well. Now, before you do that, what is the messaging which I'm using to get these insane book meeting rates and reply rates? Okay, the messaging which I'm using is based on the offer, which I discussed as the first point. We do not offer done for you services. Okay, with like when we're reaching out to clients, we do not pitch done for you services. Hey, we can help you with this. We recently helped a client do the XYZ and you can do it as well. And you are perfect fit to work with us. No, we take the narrative against agencies. We show them how you do not need an agency, and that works really well. Okay, so that's what catches their attention. So you need to create narratives. Okay, you need to create new sales arguments where people are excited to buy. Okay, I may go deep on this messaging sometime later on in like a next couple videos or live videos I do, but that's like the whole bird's eye view of it. Okay, that's when you start hiring. You do not need a lot of virtual assistants or sales development reps, whatever you want to call them. Just hire like 1 to 2 people to start off with. Okay, and start scaling everything from there. Okay, that's where you start booking meetings as well. It's a very simple structure at the end of the day. Okay, and so that's basically it for like how to like why I started with a hybrid agency, why I found it better to be than a traditional agency. Okay, how I book about like 10 to 12 meetings a week. There's one more thing which I want to cover, which will be super actionable for you as well. So if you're an existing agency owner, or even if you're starting out, how can you do the same? How can you create a done with you program for your clients? Okay, so how do you productize? You need to think about it like this. How would you go about productizing your services to sell high ticket offers? Okay, right? So how would you productize your service where you do not need to repeatedly churn through the same process with every new client you bring on, right? The way you do it is you see your past clients, or even if you do not have clients, see in the market what's working. Okay, and create it like a roadmap. So this is the X, which is the starting situation, or A, which is the starting situation of your client, and then B, which is the desired position. Okay, and what are the exact steps you as an agency owner took to get your clients to that mark, and just map them out. Okay, then create assets around it on how your new potential clients can do it on their own. What are the simple steps or like actionable steps they need to take to do it on their own? Okay, and then create a program around it. Create assets, create videos. Okay, provide with tracking sheets for ROI, everything. Okay, and that's something which I provide to like everyone who's part of like the hybrid agency program. I just give away like my own personal sheets as well, and tracking sheets, even for like outreach as well and delivery. Okay, but if you do not if you're not a part of it, if you're not yet a part of it, you can still do it on your own. Like you can still sign clients on your own. You just need to map out the processes which it takes to take your potential client from their current situation to their desired situation, and the exact action items they need to take. Okay, and on top of that, then you add a consulting aspect to it where you're hopping on calls with them, you're providing them with assets. Okay, and that's how you productize a complete program. So you only need to do it once. Once you have created this program, yes, this might take like 1 to 2 weeks for you to create. If you're going like hammering on it, it might take you 1 to 2 weeks, and it may take you months to improve it over time with every new client you get, right? And the feedback you get. But once it's over, you do not need to go through the same rigorous process of starting with a client, setting up their ads manager, then eventually scaling, doing the creatives for them as well, doing the email marketing for them as well, doing the paid ads for them as well. No, you have a set process, you give it to them. If that's what they're looking for, just give it to them. Your clients care about the results. Just remember one thing, like this is the last thing which I want to say. Your clients care about the results. They do not care about how or what vehicle you're taking to take them there. So if they do not care about how, if they care about what, like what result they're getting, they do not care about how, right? If they do not care about the vehicle, why would you not choose a vehicle which is suitable for you? Okay, like if you want to run a done for you agency, go ahead. Like I personally do not want to be in the ads manager managing a team of like 20-30 people. Okay, that's not something which I wanted to do in terms of my scaling plan for my agency. Okay, I wanted the time freedom. I enjoyed the time freedom along with the profits, and the profits actually increased, right? People were happy. I have more time. My team at this point is 6 people, but there's only 3 core members. Okay, I have like my COO, I have my media buyer, okay, and one another person who's handling the client acquisition. Okay, apart from that, everyone else is just people hired on like the basis of like virtual assistants or like contract based CRO people. That's it. I have a team of like core members of 3. Do you see the difference as compared to like a massive agency where you have to handle multiple people? I just enjoy the time freedom, and why would you not? If the offer is working, if everything is dialed in, I think it's a huge opportunity and you should not miss out on it right now. So that's basically it. If you have any other questions, please leave it below in the comments, or you can just reach out to me personally on Facebook Messenger as well, okay, or Instagram DMs, right? And I would be happy to answer your questions. I'll be creating more resources, more assets on exactly how to start and scale your own hybrid consulting agency, okay, or hybrid done with you agency. But that's basically it for this video. I hope this created some new ideas for you. I hope this gave you an insight into the workings of my agency as well and how we get our clients results. But yeah, that's basically it. And I will see you some other time, next time, soon. Bye bye.